I don't know why everyone is running from the interior, running from the villages, going to the city. Everybody wants to live in the city where they can barely feed themselves. Some of you don't even know how much farmers they make in our country. You'll see it as a dirty job. It's not a dirty job. It's the money making job. Farmers make money more than those that are fighting to get position in the government. But sometimes you don't even get paid. 2 months have passed, no salary, everybody's complaining. You can barely buy food for your family. My name is Mona J. If you're new here, please give me a subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, you already know, kudos to you. And thanks to all my new subscribers. Thank you for the share, likes, and comments. I do appreciate you all for the support. Today, I'm going to be talking about 4 lucrative businesses you can do in Liberia that will thrive with the right people in charge and the right mindsets. There are many people who have started businesses in Africa. 1 or 2 people will tell you, oh, I tried to build my house back home and the family took over. I tried to open a business and this person stole money from me and this person did that to me. Like, the story is never ending. But don't give up. I know we can do it. Where else can we go? Africa is all we have, right? Today, just stay with me. Let's take a dive into the business land. Let's get started. Number 1 on my list, real estate, Airbnb. The last few times that I went back home, getting a hotel in Africa, it's expensive. That's why when we go home, we stay in family houses or stay in a guest house because they are less expensive compared to lodging in a hotel. You can build you a 1-bedroom or 2 bedrooms, fix it up nicely, and put it out for rent. You know, most of us that travel from abroad, when we go home, it's really very difficult to get an apartment for a week or 2, even for a month. Like I said in my previous video, other people are offering me to rent the place for 9 months, 6 months. Why rent a place for 6 months if you're only there for 2 weeks? Start with what you have. Don't try to go over your budget. Don't try to overdo yourself. In the end, you're going to get tired, right? The people that have money, that's why they're building hotels. They're building motels and guest houses. If you don't have money like myself, but you have the mind, you have the idea, but you don't have the capital to start with what you have. Put them out for every 2 weeks. Have it available for 3 days. What they're not thinking back home, they just want to get the money all at once. That's what I saw back home. I think it's because most people, once they're into the house, probably it's difficult for them to pay or make that monthly payment. That's why they always request for 6 months or a year rent. The money that they're making the whole year, you can make that money within a month or 2 months. Just have one person, your cleaner, have a security guard. Those are the 2 people you need. Your money come directly to you. You don't need any manager. You don't need any management to manage anything for you. Once they're done, they leave the premises, have your person, your cleaner, go there, clean the place, get it ready for the next person. And another thing you can add onto your Airbnb, in your compound, if you can afford to get a car, it's going to be a plus. To rent a car over there, $35 to $50 daily. So if you're getting that money daily, since if they stay for a week, instead of charging them daily, you can just add the car into the payment. Make sure you have your own driver. If they need your driver, they pay extra. It's extra money that's coming to your pocket. Money other people want to get all at once. By the time 6 months is done, they've already spent that money. And anything is spoiled in the house, they can fix it. As long as you live there, whatever is damaging to your apartment, your house, you fix it yourself. Most of the place over there in Africa or Liberia specifically. The number two here on my list that makes money in Liberia, entertainment. I never been to Ghana or Nigeria, but when you go to Liberia, it's like every single corner, it's a bar. 10 o'clock in that country, people are already drinking, men and women. People drink a lot in Africa. They don't have money, but trust, they have money to drink. I'm serious. At the end of the day, it is finding the right person, and I hope you give it a try and it works out for you. The next on my list is transportation. And I know my own CEO, my own preso is doing it. He can attest to it. There's so many counties in Liberia. I don't know what county you are from, but whatever county you may be from and the transportation there is difficult, you can start your own transportation there. Let me tell you, I think it was 2020 when I went home, I decided to go to the interior. If I tell you guys like what I know now, if I knew then, I wasn't even gonna spend that kind of money. But let me tell you, I spent 900 and some change. So those two boys to take us to Nema County, Lower Nema County. That's how much I spent for how many days? Like almost a week. So that's money that went to somebody just for a week. You can purchase you a keke and have someone run it for you, but I just pray for all of us to find the right people to help us. We have the mind, we have the idea to manifest them, but finding the people to help us to manifest our dream is the problem that we are facing, most of us abroad. That's what we are facing. I don't want to talk about other stuff, but I have tried the bike, getting someone to run a bike, but there's money in it. Finding the right people to run a bike for you or run a keke for you. You can start with one or two. I know people that started with one or just two, and today they are thriving. They have a lot of kekes everywhere. We all can do the same. Whichever you're deciding to go with, do it with all your heart. Forget all those little things that's going to happen along the way. It's going to be difficult, but you just have to have a thick skin. The next that I have here on my list will be farming. Like I said, or always saying, I'm all about farming because there's money. Farming has money. My people, Liberians, you guys know that we don't have food in our country. We do not. Everything is literally imported in Liberia. There's many farmers now in Liberia, but they're just starting. It's gonna take time. The last time I was on a TikTok, have you guys seen this like pyramid of rice in Nigeria? I mean, Nigeria made. I'm not talking about it's being imported from Japan, from Thailand, or whatever those food come from, but they're making their own rice. But Liberia still, everything is being imported, including onions. Onions is being imported in Liberia. So farming, it's very important, it's very essential. It's a lucrative business. I know we have a Liberian made rice. Rice is still being imported in that country. But anyway, farming. If I say farming, number one on my list for farming is rice. But Liberia, our staple food is rice. Hands down, rice for breakfast, rice for lunch, rice for dinner, and we'll never get tired. Second thing that comes with farming is cassava. Cassava got a lot of benefits. If you decide to plant cassava, and put your mind to it. You will make cassava leaf, have your own machine to make your own cassava leaf, put them in a bag here. How much you buy for the cassava leaf you buy from the African store here in the little bags? $3.99. They used to be $2 or $2.99. Now they're $3.99 because everything prices are going up. And if you have a large family, you buy about 6 or 7. So getting cassava, from the cassava you can make dipa. I don't know how they call that in Nigeria or Ghana or the other country. Dipa is the cassava after you dry it turn brown. You we ground it, I guess. The powder, when you cook it, you get that brown looking result. And also from cassava you can make achike, which is French people, or should I say Ivorian, their own staple food is futu banan and also achike. That's where we got the achike thing from, is their food. So there's so many things you can do with cassava. Consider doing cassava. You will not regret it because it comes with other variety of income or passive income, or that you can make income out of. Okay. So the third thing on my list is veggie. Pepper is not in Liberia. All those pepper you see in Liberia, they look sorrowful. When I send my girls needs to go buy me pepper, the pepper in Liberia look sorrowful. So you can make pepper, tomatoes, onions. What else? You can do bell peppers. There's a list of a lot of things you can do. Kitile, eggplants, garden eggs. You can do all those things. And they're so difficult to find those stuff back home. Very difficult. Anyway, the next that I have here will be livestock. Y'all know livestock? Raising animal. We got sheep, goat, pig, chicken, and one thing that you barely hear is turkey. Well, I know there's a lady that I follow also on YouTube. She's in Kenya and she got a turkey farm. And there's another lady in Nigeria that's doing the same thing. You want to have your farm far away enough, that way you even get it cheaper. And secondly, nobody's gonna be around. You can do whatever you want to do. You can have a free land for your animal and just fence them. That way you don't have to have them in cages. If you don't have the money, start with 3. 1 male, 2 females. That's all you need. The chickens, they're not that expensive. Besides, you don't want to start huge. And if you're just learning, I'm talking about some of us that don't have money. You know, when I'm making my video, I'm not talking about people that are already successful. If they're already successful, why do I need to talk about them? I'm talking about you and I that are just starting. We're just trying to find our way around on how to get started. We don't have the capital, but we have a little that we want to invest. So those are the people that I'm trying to reach out to. I know we have a poultry in Liberia, the huge one in Liberia, a Liberian owned, which is nice, but doesn't mean you can start yours. Okay, those people can be Mozzarella County, you can be all the way in Lima County. People will come to you and still buy from you. So livestock, there's money in it. Just know that it's possible. If other people are doing it, you can do it with determination. If you're determined to do it, you can do it. Trust. The next that I have on my list is palm. There's a lot of people that I find out now that are doing palm businesses in Liberia, but it takes time. It's for long-term investors, okay? If you don't have patience, don't get into palm business, okay? See why I'm telling you? There's a lot of things you can do. When they say farming, it doesn't mean it's just one thing. Palm, where we get the palm butter. You know, few years ago, I don't know what happened, but they discontinued the Liberian made palm butter. It was expensive. It was $4, different from the rest of the palm butter that they have in the African store. I don't know why, but they discontinued. I stopped seeing the Liberian made palm butter. But out of palm, you can get palm butter. You get raw oil. You get palm kernel oil. Where we get the palm kernel oil from? And I from the same palm. You can get all that within just one business. Investment will pay it off with time. It's for long-term investor. If you're not get patient, please don't go into it. If you're with the people that have the patience to wait for 3 years or 4 years, okay? It's not for you. Next thing on my list for farming, snail farming. Hear me out, okay? Snail. Have you all heard of snail farming? If you're all about farming like myself, trust me, I watch almost like in our house all day. When I'm off, I'll be watching different videos of farmers from everywhere. Yes, you can do snail farming. If you want to learn how to do it, how they did it, go and watch that video. Snail is good and it's expensive. If you've been to Southwest Market, most of what that goes to Southwest Market, it's a Nigerian supermarket. You know they have the stew, snail stew, in the little cup like the little white clear cup. Do you know how much for that snail, the stew they have? $35. My son's like, what the hell? But it looks so good. $35. And the fresh one they sell that you can buy yourself and cook is $15. Like how many in that pack? Very small. So snail makes money. Don't overlook it. I don't overlook any business, okay? Anything that will bring me money, especially that will not cost you much to get started. When I was little, I used to sell snail. I'm telling you, I started the hustling thing from a very early age. We'll go in the bush to go pick snail, find snail all day. From like Tuesday until the following Monday, we'll go to Ivory Coast and sell. Give it a try. Even a friend of mine told me, it's like, oh, did you see the video on YouTube? Those two ladies from Nigeria, they have a snail farm. I was like, too late. I've seen it already. It's like, I'm thinking about doing it. Because the person is in Nigeria doing it doesn't mean you cannot do it in Liberia. You can do the same thing. With that being said, my people, all those things that I've just listed, they are easier said than done. I know they're difficult, but if you are determined to do something, you can have a thin skin. The difficult days will come. The tough days will come. The days that will come that you just don't want to do it anymore and give up. Don't give up. It's gonna be difficult. Let us try. And Liberia is behind on so many things, but slowly we are picking up. We'll get there. With that being said, guys, please stay tuned. Help me to share, comment, and subscribe. Okay? Until next time. Ciao.